And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the stream. My name is Talisian. There you are, and here I am. And today on MMO Monday, we're going to be doing Lord of the Rings Online. We're currently working our way through Enedwaith. We have just assembled the Grey Company, and we're going to see where that goes. We have a meeting with Elrond ahead of us. And we'll see what he has to say, where we need to go next, and what needs to be done now that the Great Company has been assembled. But there are a couple of things that I would like to do first. I do want to catch you up on a little bit of news. So give me a quick second here to get this over. There we go. There are three things that I want to cover real quick. First one is the 64-bit rotating server transfer schedule. Let me fix my camera here. Is that better? Am I a little more centered here? Hopefully that works better. Okay. Hopefully that will work a little bit better. By the way, that stuff in the background is I have a green screen set up behind me to help with noise in my streaming area and such like that. So if you see it show up on the screen, I do apologize. But first I want to cover the 64-bit rotating server transfer schedule. There are free transfers that are happening over the next few weeks between all of the new 64-bit worlds. And currently we are on, if you're in the EU, you can go from free from Grand to Orcust, or from Meriadoc to Orcust or Grand. If you're in the US, you can go from Sting to Glamdring, or from Peregrine to Sting or Glamdring. Your choice, for free, until July. Actually, today's the last day for this. Tomorrow's the last day. On the 2nd, it'll be Grand to Meriadoc, or Orcust to Meriadoc and Grand, and Sting to Peregrine, and Glamdring to Peregrine or Sting, starting on the 2nd. Now, that also means that a lot of the old worlds are also popping in. You get a short chance and a pop-off, so I don't have the list of that handy. I'm not sure where it is, so please keep an eye out if you're looking to transfer off of one of the older worlds. Next I want to look at real quick is the public event schedule, and currently currently the hardtack event is scheduled. Hardtack crafting event is scheduled to start tomorrow. And then also starting on the 3rd is a Virtue XP bonus, so save your deeds for then if you're looking to build up some Virtue XP. And then on the 10th is a bonus to Loot Box, Embers, and Moats. If you have a whole bunch of Black Steel keys and are looking to build up some Embers and Moats, that would be the time to do it. And lastly, through July 3rd, hot days, hot deals, summer sales are here. Currently, we've got there are sales in the LOTRO store for milestone skills, pets, and character slots. At the Daybreak Market, they have some expansions that can be up to 85% off if there's an expansion that you have not received yet. And also, there are select housing decorations, housing sets, and cloaks through the 3rd. And the Black Steel coupon through the 3rd, which we will go ahead and use when I get into game real quick. Click to unlock is a single free Black Steel key. So let's go ahead. Let me close this out. Let's get back to the full screen and let's log in and let's see what Elrond needs for us to do. Now, we've been exploring Legendary Mirkwood for a little while. We've been let me move this back over here. Hopefully that will help a bit. We've been exploring Legendary Mirkwood for a little while, and we've been getting ready to head to Enedwaith, and I think now we're ready to actually go. So we will see what Elrond needs for us to do. But one of the first things that we always do is that every day it's a Hobbit's birthday, but we are the kind and fortunate souls that get gifts. So as soon as I get in the game, we'll see what Hobbit gift we get. And one last thing. The Midsummer Festival will be ending on July the 8th. Now, I've been going there on my off time. I've been doing a lot of the stuff. I've been building up tokens and getting my rewards and stuff on that. But you've got till the 8th to get all the rewards that you want. So you got another 8 days. So let's see what Hobbit presents we get today. Hunter Virtue XP and a Rally Horn. Rally Horns are always good. You can use a Rally Horn to bring somebody in your party to where you are. That's why I always try to keep a couple on me. They're really helpful for, say, Nazgul raids. And there was a Nazgul raid earlier today. I don't know if it was successful or not. Alright, so let's see here. We are standing in front of Elrond. Let me go and get this one off my screen here. Let's go ahead and see what Elrond has to say. Book 2, Chapter 1. Wrought in Secret.
Dark days are coming.
By all efforts, the summons was brought throughout Eriador, and now the Dunedain have responded. Many of their number have come to Imladris, and they prepare to depart for the southern lands that they may come to Aragorn in his time of need. You will ride with them, if you see fit to do so, but I have been made aware that my daughter desires first to speak with you. She is at Imdurlin, on the slope north of Imladris, overlooking the road that climbs up into the Misty Mountains. Very well. Let's go and find out what Arwen has in need of. For those of you that are aware, we are currently in the Midsummer's Festival, as I mentioned earlier. And in that Midsummer's Festival, we are actually celebrating the wedding between Arwen and Aragorn. So we need to head out of here. And we need to head up the slope a little bit to Imladen, which is Arwen's little summer palace, as it is, or summer cottage that she has just high on the hills, and high on the hills of Imladris, looking over Rivendell. Now, I've been up there a couple of times, and I swear there are times that it gets me totally confused and lost. Oh, one thing that I do want to go ahead and remind everybody is Celebrir that is here. He is the one that has a lot of those. There's some side missions that you can start doing. The further adventures of Bilbo Baggins, and I think there's like 8 or 9 chapters. And as you complete each chapter, you can earn marks of adventure that you can turn in for rewards. You bar items right here. As you earn tokens of further adventure, you can get things such as pets, housing items, and so forth. And it depends on your level what some of the rewards you get. And cosmetics, of course. So we'll head to Imogen? If I'm going the right way here. Well, probably not. You know me. I'd get lost. I don't even see myself on the map. Oh, there I am, and I am getting lost. So that makes sense. Like I said, I swear there are some times I wouldn't know where I was going if I didn't have my head bolted on tight enough. I tell you. I think now we're heading the correct way. I always like coming down to Lodgers. I think the Turbine team, who actually designed this originally, and Standing Stones who have maintained it, I think they've done a wonderful job here within Lodgers. Let me make sure I don't miss my turn off. Okay, I gotta go a little farther ahead and back around. But I also always liked being in trees. When I was growing up, I would roam through forests near my home and be lost for hours in them. And now we're going the right way. Okay. This is also the road you take to go from Rivendell to the Misty Mountains, where we've been through already. So. Imdalan. I said this is Arwen's little private escape. And there she is right there. Look at this beautiful sight just looking over Imladris and Rivendell. Beautiful. So let's hear what Arwen has to say.
My own undertaking has come to an end, and its fruit waits now for a bearer.
Arwen slowly hands you a tall staff, wrapped closely with a black cloth bound with thongs. I have made this gift for Aragorn. The days are short, and it may be that our hopes will soon be ended. The standard I have made for him will fly aloft at a time of his choosing, and he will know for what he fights. May it bring courage to my Elfstone and to those with whom he stands. Bring this gift and my words to Halbarad by the stables of Imladris, for he has consented to bear them both on the journey south. I can do that. I think it's very fitting that she did that, actually. So we'll head back down to the stables, and we will find Halbarad, and we will go ahead and give it to him. And then we'll find out where we go next. I want to double check my path here. Yep, we're going the right way. Over here are the stables. And I think that's him right. Is that him right there? Nope, that's Radanir. We'll probably be talking to him shortly. Here's the rest of the Grey Company. There was Radanir. There's Enedwaith. There's Goladir. And right there's Halbarad.
I will carry this burden on our journey.
You bring both a gift and a message from my chief, from the Lady Arwen, I see. Halbarad listens as you recount Arwen's words and gravely accepts the standard you carry. I will carry this burden on our journey. It will come to Aragorn through all the perils on our road lie in between. When will the standard be unfurled, I wonder, and against what sky will it be raised aloft?
All is nearly ready.
While I finish the final preparations for our departure, I would ask that you speak with some of those who will accompany us south. Ensure that they are prepared for the road and rested enough for the first leg of our journey. I saw Goladir just in the northeast some minutes ago, speaking with Elra here. Radanir was just to the east of the two of them, beneath the footbridge. Lothrandir is just across the way, speaking to his horse Mithril. He knows a great deal of the lands through which we must pass. Ask him if there's any further information about the road which may help us move with haste. Once you've spoken with those four, find Enedwaith by the stable's gate, and speak with him about what lies ahead. And that's the standard right there. Oh, looks like it's a standard of Gondor. Beautiful. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So let's go ahead and start talking. So here's Lothrandir.
Mithul is ready for the next leg of the journey.
Indeed, his kind may be more prepared for what awaits us than the others of this company. After all, Mithril's eyes will be on the road underfoot, watching for loose stones and wind-blown branches, while the eyes of the Dunedain must be on the horizon, keeping watch for foes that may seek to slow our errand. I have spoken with Halbarad and the sons of Elrond about the road we will take, south through the Trollshaws and into Eriegon, then rest at each at Eriegon before passing south into Enedwaith. A number of Dunlending tribes called the area home when I last journeyed those lands. Some were friendly to outsiders, but most were not. The Dragluth, the Hebagluth, they are those who you would be wise not to cross, and I will do my best to ensure that the Grey Company does not entangle with them. And here's Radanir.
I will do my duty with no complaint, and Glorrengur will do the same.
Glorrengur did not break a sweat on the short ride from Thorinhad here to Rivendell. He was ready to begin even yesterday. And I could say for myself. I returned to Thorinhad to say goodbye to Elwyleth, but I could not find her anywhere at the camp. I had meant to return this hairpin she had given me, but perhaps she feared the farewells. I suppose I did it well. We will soon set forth, and I do not know what the future will bring. But I will do my duty with no complaint, and Glorrengur will do the same. Candidate who I will talk to in a moment. There's Goladir right here.
My horse, Legimbod, is rested and ready for the next leg of the journey.
And his saddlebags are as light as I could make them, while still keeping the supplies we need. Goladir takes a small pendant from one of his pockets and idly passes it from one hand to the other as he looks about the yard. This refuge has not changed in the many years since I last came here, but surely I, myself, must be unrecognizable. So much has happened, and so little of it good. But the ride here was a marvel, and I could feel the weight of the past falling from my shoulders with the feel of the breeze upon my face. Legimbod delighted in the speed, and I delighted with him. The southward journey will do us both some good. I am ready to be off again. And now talking to Elra here.
My father had some curious words for me.
On the eve of this, our departure for the southern lands. Elrond here gazes down the hill, deep in thought. He said that the time is approaching when we can no longer hold back, when we must do more than defend against the actions of the enemy. He said that the time is coming where we need to wager everything on a final throw, and by doing so we have done all that we can. Better a death in far-off lands in the service of a chance, however small, than death at home of a certainty. We may not return from this journey. My brother and I are at peace with that, and I hope that you and these Dunedain are as well, for I would counsel any who are not to stay behind. Ah, candidate.
Everyone is nearly ready to ride.
The Dunedain, the sons of Elrond, and myself. Are you familiar with our history? As you are joining us on this journey, surely to go down in the annals of the Dunedain, I would have you hear some of it, if you've not already. We have some moments. Let me tell you some of our history, that you may understand the weight of that which you are about to do.
I have been pleased to record much of the history of the Dunedain.
The early years of the Third Age saw the deaths of Isildur and his eldest sons, but his line was not ended, for his younger son was kept safely here in Rivendell. He was raised far from the danger and came to rule the North Kingdom. His descendants would not know peace, for the Nazgul would reappear, and their chief would wage war upon the men of the West. In the year 1974 of the Third Age, the armies of the Witch King seemed foremost. The Northern Kingdom was no more, and its ruler Arvenduith fled northward to Farashel. But there he was lost, along with the heirlooms of his house. Some of the Dunedain journeyed into the icy wastes to recover them. Do you wish to hear that quest? Now we've already done some of it, so I can do the shortened account, but I think this time, since this is important to the story, I'm going to go ahead and do the instance. But this is one thing that they've taken and actually improved on, I thought, was a lot of these instances that have come up, monster play, solo play, and stuff. You can actually just take the shortened account and bypass them. But we're going to go ahead and do this instance here. As soon as I clear my screen off. The actions of the Dunedain have had a wide-reaching impact on the history of the Third Age, and now Enedwaith wishes to relate to you some of these stories.
In the year 1975 of the Third Age, a party of Dunedain, led by the brothers Lyganed and Hyador, traveled north into Forochel to reclaim the relics left behind in the flight from the wreck of Fornost.
And there's one thing I do want to do real quick, and I have to remember how to do it. Whoops, excuse me. I think I missed the command. Yep. There we go. And let me do one other thing here. Let me let Alcoholic and unload. I can't. So we'll just have to deal with that message for a while. And there we go. Let's just get rid of these. These are quests that everybody has access to about the war effort, which I do not need. Reload my profile here. Get rid of that. Move these out of the way. Doubt I will need them, but they are there anyway. And there we go. We have come this far without incident, Leganed, but the road north has certainly become more dangerous. Little is known of the snowmen of the Forochel, but if they are opposed to the Witch King, we will surely find them to be allies. Still, the ship bearing Avernduy should have returned by now, and its absence fills me with worry. We must press onward no matter what we find. The sooner we learn what has befallen King Avernduy, the sooner we may leave this cold land. There are worms on the rise up ahead, Larkined. Use your skills at remaining unseen and clear a path for us, that we may bring the wagon up the road safely. The trade goods we bring may loosen the tongues of the snowmen, as to the fate of our king. Let me go ahead real quick. See what I can do here. That's a shooty. That is a melee. That is a ranged. That is a stealth. That is a range. The range. And that is a heal. Alright, so I got 2 melee, a couple range skills, including Dunedain Mark. The Dunedain excel at stalking their prey, and few can indeed escape their notice. This skill is the prerequisite of Fly True. So let me do one quick thing here. Since that is needed for Fly True, let's move it right above Fly True, so I can make sure to do it correctly. There we go.
Lyganed's ability to remain unseen was unrivaled in the north.
I like that.
Ened worked quickly, and soon half of the worms were defeated. Only 3 remained. Ened cleared the path of the winter worms and returned to Hyardor.
Obviously a hunter type, which means I'm very familiar with how to handle a hunter type. Can't understand why I would understand how to handle a hunter. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Very good, Lagadid. Now that the worms are cleared from the past, we can resume our journey northward into Farashel and learn what we may learn.
The small party continued north, coming at last to the shores of the Ice Bay.
Oh, we're nearby the wreck. For those of you who were with me earlier on when we actually adventured in this zone, this wreck was a very important part of our questline. We have come to the end of our road, Lagadid. Look there, that ship was to carry King Orvandui back home lies in ruin. Wish now as you'd never have before. Wish that he was not aboard the vessel when it broke apart. But we cannot carry here, though dread lies heavily upon my heart. Hurry, Lagadid. This way. There are people ahead, but no sign of
even
our king.
As they raced along the shore, they knew what awaited them.
Hoy
Hasika,
there!
the chieftain of that people, simply shook his head.
What can you tell us of that ship? Your people are of the tall king.
It was not a question. The Dunedain had been expected.
If you speak of King Everdua, know that he is our liege. What has become of him? The tall king sheltered with us for a time until the great sea monster came. We warned him not to climb atop it. Our soothsayers smelled the danger in the air. He did not listen. How could this happen? The power of the Witch King is very strong in winter. His ice broke the sea monster's back. Who now will rule your people? Did the tall king have no sons?
Ened explained then to Hasika that Arvidui had a son. The line would continue.
I am glad the tall king had a son to continue his rule. Long may his heirs rule their faraway peoples. He spoke of great treasures and valuable things. He said they were carried upon the sea monster's back, and that it could be used against the Witch King for the betterment of both our peoples. But now all are lost. Nothing comes back out of the frozen water. Only the treasure he gave to me remains. Wait, what treasure is this of which you speak? Before he left us, at his peril, the tall king gave to me a ring. He said it had no power, but his people would give much to have it back. I lagged it. I need a word with you. It must be the ring of Barahir. It possesses no power save its value as an heirloom of the House of Isiladir, but its value in ancientry cannot be doubted. Did King Arvenduai have some sense of fate that awaited him? Surely not, but it's curious that this ring has escaped when he was unable. We have brought great store of provision with us. We will barter for the return of the ring, and it will go south with us, though its master cannot. We must be content with that.
It was in this way that the Ring of Barahir was saved. For more than 900 years, the descendants of Arvedui ruled as chieftains of the Dunedain.
Now I'm up to the troll height in the Ettenmoors. Oh, this is a dangerous spot. We are almost there, Korgir, for good or ill. I fear that we will not find Eredor, our chieftain, still alive, but we cannot call off the pursuit until we know for certain. The hill trolls of the Ettenmoors make their homes here on the troll height, and the tracks lead into the cleft just ahead. I will climb the rise and scout the area from above. Now, there are goblins in these parts as well, and I will leave their fates up to you, but know that the trolls must be our main concern. Good fortune, Korgir. May we not be too late for our chief.
In the year 2930 of the Third Age, Arador, the chieftain of the Dunedain, was taken captive by hill trolls. Korogur and Glengon, two of his closest allies, journeyed far into the Edenmoors to rescue him.
Well, that's a melee. That's the range. Okay, I see the problem. I have the wrong... Excuse me.
Korogur carefully dealt with the goblins he encountered. The goblins would long whisper of the shadow that cut down their fellows that day. The goblins fell before him, and Korogur came to the den of the hill trolls. It was too late. The chieftain of the Dunedain was dead.
Damn. Oh no. Alas, we are too late. Eredor has been slain. Curse those vile trolls. Glangon wipes away a tear and composes himself as best as he may. His son, Erathon, is chieftain of the Dunedain now, though he wanted not, and him newly married as well. There's nothing for it, Korogor. We must return with the sad news. I pity Erathon for the responsibility now falls to him. We must console ourselves with the knowledge that the line of Isildur will continue. What a sorrow if it were to end in this world. May Erathon reach a different fate than his father. Let none come to this troll height without remembering the fate of the chieftain of the Dunedain. From this point forward, this height will be known as Eredor's End, and will be a warning to all.
The Rangers fervently hoped that Arador's son, Arathorn, would rule long as their chief, but it was not to be. 1 year after the birth of his son Aragorn, Arathorn was slain by orcs, and his wife fled to Rivendell.
We have been friends for many years, Tugun, and we have explored the wildlands of Eriador together. Your friendship means a great deal to me, but I have said nothing for which you should be angry with me. I have told you before that I had planned to adventure into the Southlands, and then to return when I have done deeds worthy of my father and grandfather. But you cannot come with me, my friend. If I am to lead the Dunedain, needs must I perform feats worthy of that obligation. It is something that I must do alone, Tugun.
In the year 2956 of the Third Age, Aragorn was about to make an important acquaintance.
I wish to see the great kingdoms of the south, Tugun. Who's that on the road ahead? Few travelers take this way. You are a long way from home, old man. What brings you to this road?
The old man smiled with amusement.
What you say is true. It might also be said of you, Aragorn, son of Arathorn. How do you know my name? No, hold, Tugun. I do not believe this man is our enemy. I know a great deal about you. I know that you were fostered by Elrond of Rivendell after the death of your father. I know that he has told you something of your noble lineage. I know, too, that he has given you heirlooms of your house, the shards of Narsil and the ring of Barahir. But how do you know these things, old man? I know because it's my business to know. I am Gandalf.
Yes, it was Gandalf, and if Aragorn in his youth spoke roughly, the wizard surely forgave him.
There are great things in store for Aragorn, your chieftain Tugun, but he must arrive at them in his own time. It is the solemn duty of all the Dunedain to protect him, for he is descended from Isildur in line unbroken, and one day he must rule in Gondor. Gandalf smiles with amusement, peering at you from underneath his eyebrows. But these are mighty words, and that time is still far off. We all have work to do before that day comes. Not just Aragorn, and not just, in our own small way, the wizards, but you as well, Tugun. You will not travel with Aragorn on his journey into the kingdoms of the south, for he has made up his mind, but you will still have your role to play. In friendship, you will carry it out and have victory. I am certain, for that is a weapon no servant of the enemy fully understands. And yes, Jacerai, I do believe Gandalf. I like the way they've portrayed Gandalf off and on through this. It's really very well done. Elrond has spoken to me of Gandalf the Grey, and I am ashamed I did not recognize him at first, Tugun. Still, he has warmth, though perhaps he tries to hide it. There were many things I wanted to ask him, should we ever meet, but now I cannot think of any. What a chance meeting. Let us continue on to Lothlorien, and perhaps then I will remember the questions I wish to ask. Yes. Gandalf is indeed one of the best. I really like the way he was portrayed also in the movies, too. I thought that was excellent.
All of the Dunedain have played their parts. So it will be with us.
And so it was that Aragorn, heir of Isildur through unbroken line down the long years, began his friendship with Gandalf the Grey Pilgrim. He will be known by the sword that he bears, and Duriel, Flame of the West, and by the Ring of Barahir, once lost but since regained. It is the task of the Dunedain, indeed of all the friends of Aragorn, to ensure that he safely comes into his birthright. We will not question if this is the time for his ascension to kingship. It must be so. Ride with us, for we ride into history. Laganend and Heriador, Coragor and Glangadon, all are remembered for the parts they have played in this great drama of the age. So will it be with us. Excuse me. And you can also thank Tolkien for the way he wrote the characters, too. There are so many nuances with the characters as you go through the story, and especially when you go through some of the past stuff, too, that I really feel that the game really kind of helps to flesh out a lot of that and adds more to the story. That's one of the reasons why this is one of my favorite MMOs of all time, because it is truly story-based and truly an involved story. It's a great way to just read and waste your time and have some fun. That's why I stream this game, because I love it.
Speak with Halbarad to see if he has any advice before we depart.
Some of the Dunedain have already begun to ride. Speak with Halbarad at the stables to see if he has any advice before the rest of us depart. Tell me about it. I basically haven't quit since I got back into it myself. And mind you, I took a long break, but here I am.
We will all gather again for a rest at Gwingris in Eregion.
Our preparations are complete, and some of the Dunedain have already mounted their horses and begun to ride. You do the same, or engage one of the horses at these stables, and we will be off. Well, Thrandir and I have chosen a course that will take us south in several legs, the first of which leads south through the Trollshaws and into Eregion. We will meet up at Greenwis in Eregion, and we will have a rest. So it looks like it's off to Eregion. I played a little bit in the beta, and then the next time I played, because I was in a raiding guild in EverQuest and EverQuest 2 for a while, was 2020, maybe 2019. So I had a really long break too.
How can I be of service?
So we're talking to Saradon in Gringus. And I haven't been in this area since before we went to the mines of Moria. And now we're here with the Grey Company. There he is, right there.
The first leg of our journey is complete, but not without incident.
My horse, Ibrendir, has drawn up lame. There's something wrong with one of his shoes, and he cannot go on unless something is done. Halbarad says I should just engage another horse, but I have been speaking to the elves here, and they have given me another idea. Apparently, a skilled farrier has recently passed through Gwingwis. This farrier, Londan by name, could certainly repair Ibrendir's shoes. I understand that London left Gringwas heading east. If you find him and convince him to return, we will have been delayed but a little. All right. So we need to head east. Not too far east. So I'll just hop on my hobby horse and we will go ahead and head east. Yes, a hobby horse of all things. Yeah, I need to get some new shoes for my hobby horse. I'm thinking Reeboks maybe, or Skechers. Luckily, most of the zone should be gray for me, so I shouldn't have too many issues trying to get there. But yes, see, I am on my hobby horse. You can, yes, that is a hobby horse. Okay, I can do that. Hey, actually, I think I'm actually wearing. No, I'm not wearing my Skechers right now. Actually, so I thought I was actually wearing my Skechers. There we go. We're almost there. Gonna make sure I'm not gonna get jumped by something. Doesn't look it. Okay, still a ways to go. Actually, I think I still have some deeding I need to finish. I may have to log in off camera and get some deeding done out here. So I need some more LOTRO points. Actually, while I'm thinking about it real quick, I do have that store code that I did mention in my intro. Click to unlock. Pick up a black steel key. Yes, there is a code. Click to unlock in the LOTRO store for a free black steel key. And I think also for on sale, they also have the, if you're looking to start a River Hobbit, the base River Hobbit bundle is 85% off for only 240 LOTRO coins. It unlocks the ability to play a River Hobbit for your account, includes the River Raptor account-wide title, and a free character slot. And it's on sale for 3 days, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick that up real quick. And one of the last sales that they've got that I wanted to bring up is the Loyal Knight Patron's Coffer, which includes some armor, a goose pet, and some mithril coins. The cheapest one is $19.95, so I'm going to have to spend some coins, but I'm not going to do that now. But having a pet goose, I mean, I played the Untitled Goose game, and that thing is an absolute blast. Honk, honk, honk. Honk, 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 honk. Alright, so I thought the farrier was around here. I'm almost there. Ah, there he is. So let's see what the farrier wants.
Careful, stranger. There's a group of Uruks in these parts.
Of great size and strength. I saw them not 2 hours ago. They were passing north, and I can understand little of their cruel speech. It seems to me that they were seeking treasure. There are ruins throughout these lands, you know. These Uruks would like nothing better than a chance at plunder. London listens to your account of Saradin's plight and agrees to attend to the needs of his horse Erebrandir, but his face then freezes in a mask of fear. The Uruks, they're coming back. Prepare to fight. Oh, I should dismount. Thank you, my friend. I will speak with you again back at Gwingus. Good. So what I will do to... we'll just go ahead and ride. The ride wasn't that bad. One of the expansions that they had for sale was Fate of Gundabad, and I hadn't bought it yet, but it does come with a special earring that grows in level, and it gives you a bonus to XP and a bonus to legendary item and mounted combat experience. So I'm using it right now so I can get a little farther ahead on my legendary item track. Unfortunately, I'd already claimed the flowing silver stone on my other character who's currently on Peregrine, so they only get that once per account. So I can't move it from there unless I move her over, and I'm not going to do that. So getting this earring was kind of nice. But I wasn't honestly sure if they were going to include the really nice items like the earring and the stone. But I'm glad they did for that when they did that expansion. Picking up some extra legendary item experience is going to help out a lot going forward from here. Oh yeah, I can understand that. Trust me. Hold on. Excuse me. Yes, I mean, I had to relearn, because I had to learn about legendary items and all sorts of things when I restarted the game, so there was a lot to learn. And actually, I like that. I like being able to be challenged a little bit and learn a little bit. And here we are. Talk to London the Furrier, who will be waiting for you back at Gringus. So where is London at? Oh, he's over here, this part. Okay. Oh, There was lots of times I've been running around like a chicken with its head cut off in Breland, in the Shire, in Region, in Forochel, you name it. It was fun though. I had a blast. The first character I recreated when I got back into the game, I just spent hours just trying to relearn everything, just working on deeds, working on mechanics, trying to explore and stuff, and just reliving the game again. It was so much fun.
I have fit a new shoe to Cyrodiil's horse. He will have no problems now.
I wonder if the same can be said for the few who live in these lands. Those Uruk spoke as if more would be coming, and we have no reason to doubt them. There's been much more activity amongst those creatures, many more of them on the roads in recent weeks, and I do not like it. Well, give Saradin my thanks for sending you my way, friend High Elf. I would have been in a great deal of trouble had you not come along when you had. And the price of a new horseshoe is a small price to pay indeed. Good. I'm glad I was able to help Saradin then. Makes the journey to the south easier. Yeah. The skies at night are amazing in this game. I actually think this is one of the best skyboxes in pretty much any MMO. Next time we get to Nightfall and we look up, I'll show you. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Arabrandir is ready to go once more.
His new shoe fits perfectly, a testament to the skill of London. I am worried about these Uruks, though. If it is true that many of the creatures have come north through the Enedwaith into Eregion, our ride south may quickly become more difficult than it has been to this point. Are they solely here for plunder, or is there another purpose that drives them? London gave me the shoe that he took for Ilbrandir. It is yours if you want it. Some people believe such a shoe such as this brings good fortune. I do not think that is the case, but I leave it to you to make up your own mind. And I will keep the shoe because there are times that you do equip it and it changes the game.
The rest of the Dunedain have gone on ahead. They wait now for us.
We will meet up with the company for the next leg of a journey further south of here, at Ichad Erigion. May the wind be at your back. Speed you onward. Ibrandia and I will see how stands up the work of London. Until we meet again at Ichad Erigion. So I will head there. I should already have the path to it, so it should just be an easy ride. Actually, I have a port. Where is my port? Yep. Oh, that's Ichad Dunedain. So I need Ichad Erigion.
Hail, friend, and well met.
Why don't I have that swift travel? Oh, I have to complete the Silent and Restless Final, which is some more questing to do in this zone. So, as like I said, I still have some deeding and stuff that I need to do here. Yeah. Yeah, let me go ahead and... Yes, if you go to LOTRO Wiki, and I'll go ahead and pull it over on the screen real quick. It means lowly wanderer in Elven, and these are the effects. There are certain instances that it will, there's a level 14 instance, and there's a level 65 instance that it will go ahead and change certain, change certain things that it will do for you. And then there's, of course, some unsupported theories and debunked theories, too. But yes, it actually does have an important value at some points. So I will save it. And let me go ahead and move the black steel key to my shared storage. There we go. Then one of my other characters use it. All right. So we need to talk to Radanir. That him there? Yep. There he is. All right, let's go ahead and see what he has to say.
We have received a call for aid, and Halbarad thinks we should help.
We have called a halt, and it may be for longer than we had originally intended. We have received a call for aid from a dwarf coming north from the White Mountains, and Halbarad has determined it to be serious enough to justify a stop. The dwarf's name is Fusi Gemcutter, and he will speak to you about his problem. He will speak to anyone, it seems. Okay. There he is right here. So let's hear what he has to say.
Who are you? You are no ranger.
I can see that. It is an outrage, I tell you, when dwarves cannot take the road north from the White Mountains without fear of harassment. There we were, my father and I, went out from behind one of the large stones you see scattered everywhere in these lands, jumps the largest Uruk you've ever seen. He beat his chest with a gloved hand, shouted the name of his clan, I'll never forget it, then knocked out my father Funi and dragged him off. You ask him what direction the Sharkunek Uruk took his father, and his brow furrows with puzzlement. Sharkunek? No, the name he shouted was Ninkoth. In all the confusion, I can't remember what direction he went. If you can find the site of the attack, which was to the east of here, you may see some tracks or something. Alright. So it looks like I'm headed east to find out what's going on. So, mount up on my horse, and let's see what we can find out. It's quite a ways off, but not terrible. This was another zone I really just enjoyed adventuring in once I finally got used to the game again. The storylines here as you wind yourself, as you start winding through the pathway leading into Moria are so involved. It was really about here for me that the game sort of took a new life, shall we say. It really became much more than just a game, and it became an interactive story that you were playing. Helping the dwarves through Moria, helping the elves in Lothlorien, and so forth. It became more than just the stories, and I really liked it. This is what dropped me into the game. Very immersive, very immersive. Looks like this is what he was talking about. This lost pack is torn in several places and its contents are missing. A confusion of tracks surround the fallen pack and lead off to the east. Ah, says he dropped the sack when we nabbed him, eh? Should be around here. They didn't last long. And the music too is just, the music picks up so much. And Johnston, that's what I want to say is the name of the early composer for Lord of the Rings Online. Johnson? Soundtrack collection. Who wrote the music? Who wrote? Chance Thomas. That's it. Chance Thomas. Yes. He was the one who did the music originally. I don't know. There was a point where he stopped doing the music, unfortunately, but this is some of the early stuff here, the early part of the game. I think it was up through, oh God, I don't know where he stopped, but he's responsible for many of the iconic and well-loved melodies in the game, including those of the Shire, Moria, and Rohan, while other composers also contributed to the initial game's release. Chance Thomas's work is prominent throughout the game's expansions and soundtrack releases. Okay, so we should be coming up to where we find Fusi's father at, hopefully. They brought him back from Mordor? Good. I'm very glad about that. Ooh, frightened adventure.
You pursue the Uruks. Your trail ends here, I am afraid.
The ruins of Minas Elendir that you see atop the cliffs here are crawling with the creatures, and with worse besides. Still you intend to scour the ruins? You are brave, my friend. If I cannot dissuade you, I at least will tell you what I have learned of this place. I will not myself journey there again, not for any sum. There are strange doings going on inside Minas Elendir and its cursed cellars, and I have seen enough to last me.
Well, this was the site of a terrible battle, long ago.
The elves of Gringris would not tell me much of these ruins, but they told me enough to whet my curiosity. That this was the site of a battle long ago, and none of the people who lived here was spared the sword. But the gold of the enemy was not treasure, for the coffers were left untouched. Untouched. but there is something strange about the rooms and corridors of Minas Ithildir and the cellars of Dilatham, which run beneath it. You see things, sometimes disturbing things. It is as if the horrors that fell upon that place scarred it in some way that the stones themselves have not forgotten. It would be a brave high elf indeed to explore the place from top to bottom. Some rooms in Minas Ithildir can only be reached by stairs within Dilatham, and the opposite seems also to be so. I do not know why the Ninkoth Uruks have come to this place, but I feel it must be as bewildering to them as it is to me. Wherever they are keeping this dwarf for whom you are looking, it will not be easy to find. Oh, and there are 23 different places to explore inside this zone. And if you get all of them, you get 5 LOTRO points and a title of the Thorough. I don't know if we'll do that today as we're on the stream, and I don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll at least explore. I think it was a money thing, and the guy they worked there that was decent at composing. Okay, that's good. But Chance Thomas's stuff is just absolutely awesome. I'll still listen to some of his soundtracks off of YouTube every now and then. And I think at this point, because this is a level 65 zone, and we might be getting company, including Nazgul, I think I better go ahead and buff up. And thank you for the follow, Robot Baby Tiger. Thank you very much. All right, we're buffed up. Let's see what we can find out. The floor is stained with blood. Will this lead to Funi Gem Cutter? The floor is stained with blood. All right, so let's see what we can see in here. Okay, there is no deed for slaying them. Okay, there's the booklet stain. Which way do we go from here? Ah, this way. Yeah, I know. That's why I don't think I'll do it on camera. I think if I'm going to do it, I'll do it off camera, so I don't bore everybody with the confusion and the backtracking and the running around and watching me get lost for an hour or two. I don't think people need to look at that. There he is. You found the statue in the courtyard of Minas Ithildir, and I found Funi Gem Cutter.
By Durin, a friendly face.
I had all but given up on hope of rescue, and here you appear as if from nowhere. Hey, there is not much time.
These Uruks are as miserable a creature as any I have seen.
These Uruks call themselves Ninkoth, but I care not. They're as miserable a creature as any I have seen. It seems that they have come north on the heels of another breed, but these have designs of setting down in these lands. What an idea. Better up here than down in Zigil's Dabal, my home in the White Mountains, but still too close for comfort. We have had troubles there enough. The Ninkoth Uruks kept me alive for a purpose, friend. They've been bringing golden trinkets to me from throughout the cellars of this place with the idea that I could somehow fashion them into items of worth, which of course I can, but would never do so for these creatures. I cannot bear the thought of these treasures being left here for the Ninkoth. Explore these ruins, gather up the treasure and bring it back to me. I would not mind a bit if you took some time to slay the Uruks either. Oh, you may want to make a map. So we are going to have to do some exploring after all, because I need to find 4 treasure coffers, and then fight my way back here. But that's okay. I don't mind slaying an Uruk or 2. So let's see what sort of trouble we can get into. That's going to lead downstairs. I do remember coming here once before. I remember coming here on my main that's now over. My main that's over on Peregrine. It used to be on Landreval. So I do remember this place, and yes, it is a confusing piece of stuff. But I'm already max level, so, and there's no deed associated with the killing of these Uruks, so this is just all picking up. It looks like the best of this is just task items, which I can definitely use. Can't go through there. There's one of the treasure coffers right there. Huh. But I have to go through that door to get to it, which means I've got to go down and around. Yes, I remember this place. This is a pain in the butt. At least there are Uruks to slay. I'm happy with that. Multiple dynamic layers in this area. Okay. You found the buried room in Dilotham, and one of the treasure coffers that I need to find. Oh. Okay. I forgot about that. Okay, that gave me a start. Yeah, I know this is gonna be fun. We might be finishing the rest of the stream here if I can't quite figure it all out. So, and that's okay. If that is, that is. We will still have fun regardless. Okay, yeah, we'll go this way. It would be nice if I could actually mark on that map. That would help a bit, but they don't allow that. I do have more map, but I don't believe I can. No, I can't mark on. It only does world map. It does not do locations. So. Alright, so we'll go this way. Like I said, I'm waiting for the Nazgul to spawn because this is a perfect area for a Nazgul to spawn. Alright, we'll go through this door. Make sure I have my quick slot. Oh, here we go. You found the illuminated room in Dilatham. And the second treasure coffer that I need. Alright, so what sort of thing's going to scare me in here? Nothing? Okay. Vision of fear. Oh, this is probably one of the last stands that they made. And there's another treasure coffer. That's number 3. Right? Moria escapee. You found the 4-corridor junction, Dilatham. You found the illuminated bend. I mean, I'm starting to find all these places, so that's a good thing. Come on. There we go. Before I take a door, let's go ahead and explore the rest of this out. Okay, this is new. Trying to map out as much of this as I can to sort of help out a little bit. There we go. Okay, we're still... a collapsed corner, and I found the 4th treasure coffer that I need. So now I just have to find 4 more berserkers, and then try to find my way back home. I mean, I can always port and just ride to the surface if I really want to. Alright, so we'll go this way. Because I need to find 4 more berserkers before I can complete the quest. And it looks like this is this room is a 2-story room. Yep, that's what I thought. There's 6 berserkers. And there's 7 berserkers. Plus, I'm also getting progress on the reward track, and with the earring, it's going to be even faster, so... Oh, and look at that. That's the 8th one right there. We actually finished the quest within a reasonable amount of time. I'm actually kind of shocked.
Excellent, excellent. We will bring these treasures out into the sunlight.
Let us go. I will meet you back at, what was the name? Ichad Regian? Tell my son I am on my way. I am curious, how much of the place did I get? I got almost half of it. So I will come back here and I will probably get the 5 points and the title on my own. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I just got to remember. I think I'm just going to port and get out. I'm not going to try to find the way. And Kaylee back. Thank you much for the follow. We'll go ahead. I have a port that I can use to Ichad Dunan, and I can go ahead and ride to Ichad Origian from there. So we'll just do that and get the hell out of this place. But hey, I found almost half of them just in that little quick quest. Let me go ahead and empty out my inventory here real quick. That's a scholar's case, which I need Westfold, so we got to save that. Thank you. And then just a whole bunch of trophies. I don't think any of these are... Yep. Potent light oil. Ooh, potent light oil recipe. Yes, I definitely want that. Let's move that into storage real quick. Once I'm able to get access to Westfold, that'll be a very nice thing to have. I understand, Jace Ray. You take care. And get a Guinness or two for me and relax. There we go. There's the ride.
Greetings to you.
Swift as lightning. It's one of the reasons why I like being a hunter. It's just easy to port and get around and maneuver things very easily if you need to get from point A to point B. And while we're here, let me check. All of that fighting, I was able to claim a couple of... There we go. Here we go. Make sure I've got the room for the figments and embers. Yes, I do. $1,000 of each. Very handy when you're trying to get some unique cosmetics. Sometimes that's the only way to get them. And that's ancient script. How much ancient script do I have? I want to make sure I don't go over my allotment. Oh, I've still got 4,000, so I have plenty of room. Let's only give me 600. 200 even. Okay, even better. Okay.
My father is back. He spoke well of your performance within the ruins.
He's been deep in conversation with one of the rangers here. I think they want to make him something. I think they want him to make something. But what it is, I have no idea. That ranger, Radanir, might be able to tell you more. Okay.
Now I know why Halbarod wanted us to rescue this phony gem cutter.
I have just been talking with Halbarad, and now this whole affair with the gem cutters makes sense to me. I now know why Halbarad thought this delay to be necessary, and I agree with him. He has a commission for Funi Gem Cutter, a task for which Funi is well suited. He wants Funi to make an imitation of the ring of Barahir. That could come in very handy during the questing, during the trip down to the south. It could be very, very handy.
Halbarod can tell you more, but I agree with him. What chance is this?
What chance is it that puts a wandering jewel crafter right in our path at this moment? He is right. It is a small chance, surely, but a happy one. Talk to Halbarad here at Ichad Regian to learn more about his plan. So where is Halbarad? There he is.
Our only aim is to help the heir of Isildur in any way that we can.
Think of this, Shantratra. The line of Isildur is recognized by the heirlooms of that house. The shards of Nasil, now reforged, the scepter of Anumineus, long kept in Rivendell, and the ring of Barahir, almost lost in Furrashell but regained. I believe you have heard the story. And now this Grey Company rides in defense of Aragorn and the southern lands increasingly under the sway of the Uruk. Danger crowds upon us on every side, but our own safety must be secondary to that of Aragorn. Imagine, therefore, if a member of our company is slain or taken captive by the enemy. If that man bore a ring of the same description as the ring of Barahir, would that not give his captor pause? I have therefore made the proposal to Funi Gemcutter to craft rings so like the ring of Barahir, based on Canadeith's description, that should any of this company fall into the hands of the enemy, it may sow confusion into his mind. This confusion may buy the true heir precious time. Tell me when you're ready, and we will go with Funi to the forges he will use.
It is time.
Funi Gemcutter will craft rings for every ranger in the company, and we will need to be on our guard for any possible danger.
A skilled jewel crafter has crossed our path, and Halbarad has devised a curious plan for him. He wants imitations made of the ring of Barahir borne by Aragorn for each Dunedain in our company.
And we're here at Mirabel. Perfect place to craft it, because this is where if I recall correctly, some of the nine rings and the 3 rings were all crafted here. I think along with the 1 ring too. I'm not sure. But I think this is where the rings were crafted. Funi Gemcutter has been working hard within, melting gold for which to fashion quality imitations of the ring borne by Aragorn, our chieftain. Canadeith had learned in lore as he has described the ring to Funi, and the dwarf has pledged that his reproductions will deceive all but the most studious observer. What is this? He's arrived already? Oi, you there! The work goes well. Already some of the rings have been made, and they are identical to the description from which my father was provided. But the gold is running low. Very little gold is needed for each ring, of course, but my father can use only small quantities of the material when it is melted, or imperfections will rise. Bring more coffers of gold to me from where they are being stored. Pick up the treasure coffers from the corner of the room where they are stored. There they are. Lucy receives the gold with an appraising look. The ring making is going well? Good. I gave the jewelsmith the description of the ring of Barahir as I remembered it, and if he has the skill he claims to have, his imitation should be suitable. Elder here wanted me to send you to him, if you had a moment. He was contemplating our plans beneath a tree in the courtyard to the north of here, if you would speak with him. Okay. Elrond was in the courtyard. Elrond here was in the courtyard to the north where I left him. Ah, there he is. The crafting of the rings sought by Halbarad goes well? Good. If these preparations give our enemies even the slightest pause, then the time they take will have been counted 5 or even 7 times in value. Overhear pauses for a moment thinking, and then takes you into his confidence. Before we left Imladris, my father gave to me messages for Aragorn, confident that he would understand them. But I too understand their meaning, and that understanding fills me with worry. He bade me to remind Aragorn of the words of the seer Malbeth, and of the paths of the dead I will tell you of. Suddenly a shout breaks the silence, and Ilwahir leaps to his feet. What was that? Someone is in trouble. Dread. And then it disappeared. I wonder why I felt dread there for a moment. An exhausted ranger stands before you, his breath ragged and uneven. Shanchatra, a party of warring orcs has climbed the path to this place, and I have seen others in the distance. It will not be long before they arrive. Halros grabs your arm, desperate to tell you something else. Goladir stayed behind to hold them back. Help him. Go quickly and help Goladir. I will get help, Shanchatra. Go and stand with Goladir. Despair not. We will defeat these orcs, or we will delay them for as long as is necessary for the remainder of our company to complete the task for which we have come to these forges. I have told you once already, Uruk, you will not leave this place alive. Ha! A good joke. You two, teach them the dangers of boasting to Kufkak of the Ninkoth. Is that the best you can manage? You impudent! Oh, I thought I smelled man flesh here. Sargood, what are you doing here? The Ninkoth of this. Well, I was trying to. Oh, great, so they're gonna gang up, huh? Ha ha ha! I don't think so. Let that be a lesson to you. Together the strength of the Dunedain cannot be overcome. According to Fusi Gemcutter, his father's work is going well and smoothly. With no more interruptions, I feel that we will soon see an end to this delay. Halbrand laughed softly, a sound that has been missing from the journey of the Great Company. Unnoticed until now. I say delay, but I feel better for having a secret held in reserve. Let our foes mill about in confusion, while the true heir of Isildur makes stealth his ally. It is good to be doing something. We have done well this day. May Fury Gemcutter's work go as well.
May this work prove to have been unnecessary in the end. Fervently, I hope it is so.
It is done. I hope this is just a momentary delay and that we will never have needed. But in the sad event that one of our friends is slain or captured by the enemy, perhaps his Bebarahur will buy our chieftain Aragorn some precious seconds. All of our struggles are for him, for the return of the heir Isildur and the return of the king of Gondor. We must soon be off again. Our destiny awaits us in the wide southern lands. No, the golden host helm of the enlightened is still better because I have a chance to. I can use it for extra morale boost, and I can use it to on any damage to plus 25 devastate magnitude. So we'll just take the helm and keep it in reserve.
A single hesitation on the part of Aragorn's foes could make the difference.
If we are fortunate, none of the rings of Bebarahir borne by the rangers of our company will need to serve the purpose for which they were crafted. Even so, I am glad to have them in the event they become necessary. A single moment of hesitation on the part of Aragorn's foes could make the difference. It is time again to ride. Let us cross south into the northern stretches of Dunland. The plains of Enedwaith will be the next stop on our journey. We will take our rest once we cross into the land of Forderith in northern Enedwaith. Dagoras will select the location, and you should speak with Lothrandir when we arrive at Ichad Dagoras to learn the lay of the land. Now, I don't know if I have a way to get there, or do I have to?
Megovanen.
Yeah. Looks like I have to go there on my own. As I figure out where I need to go. End the way to the south. Plains of Enedwaith. Lothrandir will be waiting for you each at Dagoras, the next stop on the Great Company's journey south into Forderith, into northern Enedwaith. Alright. I think from this point on, we're on our own horse. Double check something really quick here. First settlement in Enedwaith. Yep. Right around there. Alright, we head south. So this is it. We're now with the Grey Company heading south into Dunland. Most of this up here should all be gray, so I'm not too worried about foes, but once we cross into Dunland, that's where things change. That is where things will get interesting. Did I finish up all of my crafting? Yes, I did. Okay. I can always come back here if I need more crafting supplies. It's easier to get them here than any place else, being totally honest. Definitely easier here than in Moria. I had a couple of Nazgul spawns in that area there. And here we go. We're now in Enedwaith. I am curious what drops from these wolves. Okay, gorgeous fur. Deserter shield bearer. Ah! Defeat Dunlendings. Dunlendings. I have a, Oh, I knew it. I knew I wasn't going to get all the way through. I knew I wasn't going to get a complete clear of having an entire session without bending into one of those guys. Back up a bit so I can see where we're going here. Which way do we go from here? Ah, here we are. Enedwaith. Let's go ahead and pick up the millstone. You see which one of these I want to get rid of here. Yep. Gray Company rewards vendor and a legendary vendor. Let me see what this legendary vendor has.
I know not how we will supplement our provisions.
Silver tokens of the wild. A small silver token held to be of considerable value by the folk of Enedwaith. I'll have to figure out how to get some of those. Decorated heritage runes of lore and plain heritage runes of knowledge. Those are very nice items to get a hold of. And then traceries and enhancements. Okay.
Our scouts will require the greater part of our provisions.
And it looks like those silver tokens are also used here, so that'll be the currency that I'll be picking up. And at acquaintance level, this is what's available. Enter 1 gold into 5 silver, and 15 silver into 1 gold. And then as I move up, prize Gray Company steed, grant golf drive and putt emo, ranger tokens of resilience. Ooh. Okay. Nice. Yeah, definitely we'll have to go back to the Gray Company vendor as I start getting some tokens and such. And then the Forge Master. Does my weapon need to be forged? No, I didn't think so. Okay.
The men of Dunland are a wild people, and they care little for the Dunedain.
The road south is a long one. You should know something of the land and its people. The men of Duneland are a wild people. They care little for the Dunedain, and not at all for the men of Rohan. They have warred with the Rohirrim and covered still their lands. It is a strongly held belief that those lands belong to the men of Dunland. They are proud and fierce, quick to anger, and slow to forgiveness. They tolerate no weakness, and are suspicious of outsiders. During my time here in the Southlands, it seemed to me that these men had no identity as Dunlandings, thinking themselves instead as members of particular clans dominated by strong, willful leaders. Dagoras has already met with a member of one such clan, Wadu of the Uchluth. He has set aside his suspicions for the moment, and you might learn something of his people by speaking with him.
You have come with these men, but you are not one of them.
The warning I gave to this man, this Dagoras, I give to you. My people will not allow you to interfere with their lives. You may pass through these lands, but you cannot stay. Strength only do they respect. Strength such as mine, or my father's Suvulch. Even my sister Nona wields the sword, and I wager she does so with greater skill than any of these Devodiad.
The Okluth clan will tolerate your presence, but others will be hostile.
The Uchluth will tolerate your presence, but other Dunlending Luth will be openly hostile. They have been given gold and have forgotten their true allegiances. Many of them traveled north into the land of the Holly, but they have returned. They are cowards on their own, and they are cowards on behalf of their new master. But these Luth that fight for gold have no loyalty to their former brothers. They fight even the Uchluth. For every one of my people they slay, they put a mark in blood on a chip of wood. They believe their new master will pay them for every one of their kingsmen they slay. It is an abomination. They've already killed some of my people. Travel to the deserters' camps north of here and deprive them of the blood marks of which they've already collected. Recover too the weapons of my fallen brothers. I do not want them taken by their foes. And I did see that looks like Bregier has a quest for me too, maybe more than one. We'll go ahead and pick those up too. And just as a reminder for those who haven't followed me for very long, I tend to only do solo and small fellowship quests because I tend to keep this as just a solo adventure. Anything that's fellowship or large fellowship or raid, I normally will not do on stream. A timely rescue.
Will you aid the Grey Company?
Amerian's absence troubles me greatly. He said he would return within a few hours, and he is not one to lose track of time in the field. That he has not returned yet bodes ill. He said that he wished to examine the black dens for himself, hoping to find some way to stop the scourge of the Shadow Wolves, but that was the last I saw of him. The black dens lie southeast of here, and I ask that you search for him there. I fear for his life if they have caught him unawares. Next quest is behind bars.
The Grey Company will need your aid.
My captain, Dagoras, went to visit a small encampment to the southwest of here the Dunlendings call Le Lechu. It seems that a number of the Dunlendings who were sent to fight in Oregion have since deserted and retreated back here. It was Dagoras' hope that we might be able to strike some kind of bargain with the deserters, given their obviously questionable loyalty to Isengard. But he has been gone for nearly a day now with no word. Dagoras is a cautious man, but his strength lies in wit and cunning more than in might. If the deserters have indeed captured him, he may need a hand. Try and find some sign of him down there and free him if he is captured. We will need a man of his experience and skills once we reach Rohan. The last quest is Cash and Carry, hidden foodstuffs.
Will you aid the Grey Company?
We will need additional supplies if we're going to make it through all of Dunland without slowing to hunt or barter, assuming the locals will deal with us at all, which seems doubtful in these dark times. Fortunately, there are those among our number that have long made the trek to Gondor and back to bring news and lore between the north and south. Those wayfarers had laid caches of supplies, food, medicine, bandages, weapons, even some scrolls of lore we've stowed away. The caches are well hidden, but can be spotted if you know what to look for. There should be a few such here in Forterith. Okay, so let's take a look at the map real quick and see where we need to go. Alright. So the blood marks are that area. The timely rescue is right there, near the black dens. Where's behind bars? And cash and carry. Okay. Cash and carry is right there. Okay. So we'll do cash and carry first since that's not that far away. And I might be able to pick up some of the blood marks on my way. Here we go. Couple more tattered shadows. I'll have to go visit Amelia. Yeah, we'll still pick up some scar, and I have a jeweler that can definitely use it. And I'm going to need more, actually, I can go ahead and use one of those if I wish. The hope will give me extra damage in battle. Fallen Utluth. His Dunlanding has been slain by one of his countrymen, though of a different clan. And I recovered a weapon from him. That's good. Alright, there's the Wayfarer's Rune. Let me go ahead and get this Fallen Utluth and get the other weapon there. There's something carved onto a tree here. This is the rune Breager described. And there's the cache right there. The ground here seems to be disturbed. You've uncovered the ranger's cache of food. That's the third weapon that I need. Love my Heartseeker attack. One shot, one kill, love it. And these Starling Shadows will add gorgeous fur and the occasional magnificent fur, which is used for my Tailor's Guild stuff. So, always worth killing those. And the Khazad Skarns use my jeweler to make more Eldaharn tokens, which is giving hope. Having +5 hope is +5 maximum morale and 103% damage. So, definitely worth it. A dwarf marker. Those are going to be very important soon. They are a collector's item. This milestone marks a place where the dwarves of the Lonely Mountain briefly settled on their long road to the Blue Mountains. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is actually part of a deed that we have in Oregion. I think it's a deed. No, it's Enedwaith. There we go. Exiles from the Lonely Mountain. There are 6 of them I need to find. I still need to find 4 more. There we go. So I just need to find 1 more weapon. Could be 1 more somewhere right around here, I do believe. There he is, right there. And I've got the blood marks. So we can go ahead and turn in the cash and carry, and we can turn in the blood marks. Bring those to Wadu. So that'll be 2 quests we completed right there.
These other clans are no longer of my stock. They are like orcs now.
It brings me no joy to see these marks, nor to receive these weapons. They are reminders of the Utluk that have fallen and of the greed of their people that were once my kin. But no more. These other Luth are no longer of my stock. They are coward, slaves to gold, and are no longer men. They are like orcs now, and the brave Utluk will treat them like orcs. You will continue to do so? Good. You are not one of us, but you will be a friend to my family. Perhaps we will compare the tallies of the slain when all of Dunland is unified again under the strong rule of the Ukluth. I look forward to that time. Tell your Devoriad friends what you have done for Wadu. I'm not certain about them, but about you I have made up my mind. Your strength of will is like to mine, and you are made of similar stuff, strong as the stones of Dunland. Good.
Perhaps Wadu's respect for you will help us as we work with his people.
Wadu at least seems pleased with you. If his family ruled the Ukluth, perhaps our road south would be easier. Sadly, it appears that his father's Suvush, though respected by the Brenin of the Ukluth, is not one of his Brehor. Still, respect earned is not respect wasted. Perhaps Wadu's respect for you will help us as we must deal more closely with the Ukluth.
Cyrodion has gone on ahead and established a camp in the Windfells.
Chapter 11. The Blockade. Cyrodion has gone on ahead and established a camp in the Windfells. He planned to investigate the state of the road that runs through Enedwaith and Dunland, for he worried that it had been blocked by hostile Dunlanding clans. Go now to his camp far to the southwest of here, on a hilltop in the Windfells. Help him with his investigation. I know he will be happy to have your help. And I can turn in the cash and carry here.
What business have you with the Grey Company?
Excellent. This food will last us a while. Hopefully through the borders of Rohan, where we should be able to trade for additional supplies of the Rahorim, though it is a long journey. And a deed is now bestowed. Mysteries of Enedwaith. That's one of the... They usually have different levels of these. I don't know if this one has it, but I do know that I need to complete 10 quests to get the Mysteries of Enedwaith. And it doesn't look like there's a basic or advanced. So it's probably just regular questing. But still, the rewards are nice. 2,000 virtue, 10 LOTRO points, and 700 rep, 300 rep with the Grey Company. So let's see where I am. By the way, this bar up here is one of the add-ons that I like to use. I did 2 videos of add-ons in Lord of the Rings Online, and I cover them. I think I covered this in the first add-on video I did. Let me double check really quick. And for those of you who are interested, I will go ahead and share that here. That is my playlist of the 2 add-on videos that I covered, and I covered this one in... I covered this one in... Yes, I covered this one in the first LOTRO UI video I did. I covered this one, and I covered some buff bars, I covered Titan Bar, I covered Horsey, some loading screens, and LOTROinterface.com, which is a good place to get all of your UIs. So if you're interested, please go ahead and check a look at that. But I do believe at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I do need to call it here. My partner is in need of some assistance, so I must take care of her. So I would like to thank everyone for joining me today. We've started our journeys into Dunland. I've picked up some silver tokens of the wild and some reputation with the Grey Company. And we will pick up right here at Ichad Degaris on my next LOTRO adventures, which will be this Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific here on Twitch. My next scheduled stream will be this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, where I'll be doing Star Wars The Old Republic. And I am working on the last original storyline that I need to complete to get legendary status, and that is the Imperial Agent. And that has taken a very dark turn, to say the least. So I hope you join me for that, and I hope you join me for this. Again, thank you all very much for being here. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all very, very soon.